Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers reveal Port Charles is holding its breath as danger looms over two of its most polarizing figures, Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, and Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard. A double dose of life or death drama that could leave Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, caught in an impossible bind is coming into view. Rick is barely clinging to life after that brutal car crash, and Sonny's ticker is ticking louder than ever. Could this be the end for one, or both, of these brothers? Rick's eyes may have fluttered open after that horrific accident, but don't start popping the champagne just yet. Word around the hospital corridors is that he's far from stable. Whispers of a blood clot, stroke, or internal bleeding are swirling, any of which could send him crashing back into a coma, or worse. Molly is already on edge, praying her dad pulls through. But the universe might have other plans. If Rick takes a sudden nosedive, she can be left grieving the father she has just started to reconnect with. Will Rick defy the odds, or is his time running out across town? Sonny is playing a dangerous game with his own health, and it's about to catch up with him. That heart surgery he's been dodging. It's not just a suggestion anymore. It's a ticking time bomb. The stress of his empire, family feuds, and whatever Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, is cooking up is piling on like a freight train. Spoilers say the mob boss could collapse under the pressure, his heart finally giving out just when he least expects it. Sonny has been living on borrowed time, and if he hits the ER alongside Rick, Port Charles might lose two legends in one fell swoop. Is this the wake-up call he can't ignore? Here's where it gets downright Shakespearean. What if Rick's fate intertwines with Sonny's in the cruelest way? Picture this. Rick is on life support, clinging to a thread, while Sonny's heart fails, leaving him in desperate need of a transplant. Doctors drop the bombshell. Rick's heart could save Sonny. Molly's world would shatter, forced to decide whether to let her dad go to save her uncle, the man she's had a rocky road with at best. The guilt, the grief, the impossible weight of it all. It's a nightmare no one saw coming. Will Molly pull the plug on Rick to give Sonny a fighting chance, or will she cling to hope for her dad? If she chooses Sonny, what will become of her relationship with Christina? If Rick Lansing thought surviving the most recent threat to his life was the end of his troubles, he's got another thing coming. While the former DA might be enjoying a temporary reprieve, whispers are swirling through Port Charles that suggest his name hasn't been cleared from every hit list just yet. And if Rick is still being hunted, Sonny Corinthos could be the next target, whether he's ready or not. A shadow from Rick's past resurfaces. For months now, Rick has been lying low, a far cry from the ambitious legal shark who once went toe-to-toe with his brother Sonny. After a series of questionable deals and dangerous alliances, Rick narrowly escaped an attempt on his life that left more questions than answers. While many assumed his enemies had finally moved on, Rick's recent reappearance in Port Charles may have stirred up something, or someone, better left buried. A cryptic phone call intercepted by Jordan Ashford suggests that a familiar name on the PCPD radar has been asking questions about Rick's whereabouts. Though details are still murky, it appears the individual is linked to Rick's shady dealings back in New York, specifically, the Mendez cartel. If the cartel has finally decided that Rick's debts outweigh his usefulness, he may be living on borrowed time. Alexis worries as Rick pulls away. Rick's on-again, off-again dynamic with Alexis Davis has always been complicated. After all, she knows better than anyone that Rick has a tendency to self-destruct, even when things are going well. But lately, Alexis has been growing increasingly worried. Rick's jumpiness, evasiveness, and late-night disappearances suggest something bigger is at play. Despite Rick's attempts to reassure her, Alexis can't shake the feeling that he's hiding something. And she's not wrong. What Rick hasn't told her, or anyone, is that he recently received an envelope left outside his door. Inside was a single photo, Rick with his daughter Molly, and a red X drawn over his own face. It's the kind of message Rick can't ignore. But instead of turning to the authorities, Rick's been quietly trying to track down the sender himself, a move that may ultimately prove fatal. Molly's inadvertent danger, and TJ gets involved. Meanwhile, Molly Lansing Davis has been focusing on her legal career and planning a future with TJ Ashford, but she can't help noticing the tension in her father's voice during their calls. When Rick suddenly cancels a visit without warning and ignores her follow-up texts, Molly becomes suspicious. She turns to TJ, who's been dealing with his own concerns at the PCPD. It doesn't take long before TJ connects a few dots from recent intel, including that intercepted phone call, and realizes Rick might be in deeper trouble than anyone realizes. Against Jordan's orders, TJ begins investigating on his own, determined to keep Molly safe and figure out what Rick is hiding. But the deeper TJ digs, the more danger he finds. And when he starts getting too close to the truth, he too becomes a target, one that could be used to send Rick a very clear message. Enter Sonny Corinthos, the last man Rick wants help from. When word of a potential cartel threat reaches Sonny, he immediately starts putting feelers out. He may be estranged from Rick, but blood is still blood, and Sonny's got a code. If someone's trying to take Rick down on Sonny's turf, that's a message to him too. But Sonny's involvement may not be entirely selfless. Recently, his own organization has started to fracture under pressure. With Dex gone rogue and Brick acting more suspicious than usual, Sonny's been struggling to maintain control. He's been needing a distraction. And Rick's mess might just give him the excuse he needs to start cleaning house. Still, Sonny's move to protect Rick could backfire. The cartel doesn't see Rick and Sonny as two separate problems. They see them as a package deal. And if Rick's been marked for elimination, Sonny may not be far behind. A dangerous alliance forms. In a twist no one saw coming, Rick reaches out to someone from his past for help, none other than Ava Jerome. The two may not have always seen eye to eye, but they share a mutual interest: survival. Ava's recent troubles with the Pikeman Group have made her more open to unconventional partnerships, and Rick's inside knowledge of certain cartel dealings could be just what she needs to gain the upper hand. Together, they hatch a plan to draw out Rick's enemies, but it requires Rick to act as bait. Ava insists they bring Sonny in, but Rick refuses. He knows Sonny would never let Rick risk himself, and right now, Rick needs to be in control. But keeping Sonny out of the loop may prove to be a costly mistake. The hit that changes everything. As the pressure mounts, Rick's enemies finally make their move. A bomb rigged to Rick's car explodes outside the Metro Court, injuring 3 bystanders and sending shockwaves through Port Charles. Though Rick narrowly avoids the blast, the message is clear: this is only the beginning. Sonny, furious that Rick didn't warn him sooner, confronts him at General Hospital. The two have a heated argument that ends with Sonny vowing to end this threat himself, no matter what it takes. But as he storms off, someone watches from the shadows, someone who knows Sonny's weaknesses better than anyone. Could it be an inside job? Brick's allegiance is in question. For weeks, Brick has been acting cagey, feeding Sonny half-truths and stonewalling questions about recent security leaks. Now, with Rick's enemies escalating and Sonny in their crosshairs, suspicions are growing. Is Brick still loyal, or has he been compromised by a new player in town? Perhaps someone tied to Pikeman, or worse. Dant begins his own quiet investigation, determined to find out what Brick is hiding. But when evidence suggests Brick may have tipped off Rick's enemies about his whereabouts, Dante is forced to confront a possibility that no one, not even Sonny, is ready to face. One of his closest allies may have betrayed him. A war is brewing in Port Charles. With the Mendez cartel closing in, Rick's enemies multiplying, and Sonny's organization under internal threat, a new war may be brewing in Port Charles, one with no clear lines and no guaranteed survivors. Anna Devane and Jordan Ashford begin coordinating efforts to intercept incoming shipments and track down possible cartel operatives. But both women know they're racing against the clock. If Rick is taken out before he talks, years of investigations could crumble. And if Sonny is dragged into this war, the entire power structure of Port Charles could collapse. What's next? Death, betrayal, and shocking alliances. In the coming weeks, viewers can expect a shocking betrayal that will leave Sonny reeling and questioning who he can trust. Rick making a desperate move that could either end the war or get him killed. TJ and Molly facing their greatest challenge yet, as the lines between their professional and personal lives blur dangerously. An old enemy returning to Port Charles, possibly to finish what they started, and they have a score to settle with both Rick and Sonny. Anna and Jason working together in an uneasy alliance that might uncover the key to stopping the cartel, or ignite a new conflict entirely. Final thought. Rick Lansing may have avoided death once, but he's not out of the woods yet. And as Sonny gets drawn deeper into the storm swirling around his brother, he may soon find himself standing at the edge of the same abyss. In Port Charles, the past always catches up, and this time, it might drag both brothers down together. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.